Scone and Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. I hope your day is off to a magnificent start. I did, in fact, get to go to fall camp yesterday. Got to put my eyes on the Tigers. I'll tell you what I saw. Let me know if you have questions about anyone or anything in particular. Be glad to get to that. Yep, I wanted to do that. Boom. And Jameis was nicked in practice yesterday. Looked like he maybe turned an ankle, but Adam Schefter reported afterwards that seems like it's nothing serious and should be good to go. So I think it'd be wise to give him some time off just to make sure. No need to play him in the preseason game this week, but anyway, I'll run through some of what I saw at camp yesterday. Kelly Gross, Bob Poole, Jason Horn, good morning. Brian Wynn, Brian Broom, good to see y'all. Joe Juba, what's up, my dude? Been a minute. Brian Arsenault, when was the last time you made a practice before yesterday? Y'all, I don't know that I made a practice under Ed Orgeron because they always practiced in the afternoon. The media availability was always in the afternoon. So I was always on air. I was never able, I mean, there might have been one, like early, Ed Orgeron, that I was able to make a practice. I genuinely don't remember, though. So it's been a while. It's been a long while since I've been able to go to practice. So I like getting to go put eyes on them. Tim Gotro, Damon Gilmore, Joey Vincent, Logan Foster. What's up, y'all? Good morning. First, the most noticeable thing, number one, is just the structure and organization. I know that is sort of an intangible, but really matters. I mean, just there is no wasted time. The way that they are efficient in their drills, hop from station to station. I know I'm not being very descriptive, but I don't know that you genuinely care about me like going into deep detail about the types of drills they're doing. It just understand that it is like a well-oiled machine the way that they operate at practice. I did spend a good bit of time. I didn't spend really any time looking at the defensive line. I was watching them and I was like, okay, like they're as good as I thought they'd be. Like they've got numbers, they've got size, they've got strength, they've got speed. Ojulari worked with the linebackers yesterday in individuals. Desmond Little is now wearing number 8. He's 6'5", by the way. He's massive. Quincy Wiggins is maybe the most physically impressive dude on the team. He is definitely the freshman that you look at and go, oh. Quincy Wiggins, 93. He already looks like Daniil Hunter. He's crazy. So I think I came away looking at the defense going, I really think they're going to be fine on defense. The defensive line, I think, is super talented, fast, physical, like they look the part. In the secondary, Jark Bernard Converse was not there yesterday. Neither was Jordan Tolles. But I think the safeties look really good. Fouché, Brooks, Sage Ryan was like the 6th safety running in the drills. That should give you some perspective on how much talent and depth they have there. Major Burns was back, running around, looking good. Jay Ward, obviously. I think they're fine there. Again, didn't get to see Jark Bernard Converse. Good to see Baskerville back running around with the linebackers. The defense, that was my big takeaway. The defense looks... Everybody looked in shape, which was good to see. Because sometimes you start fall camp and you got some guys that are out of shape. That wasn't the case. The whole team looks like they're in shape. So I thought Matt House was kind of overseeing the whole defense during the individual drills and kind of bouncing around the whole thing. And you had position coaches leading the different stations. That was one takeaway. Defense looks fine. I spent most of the time looking at the quarterbacks and the offensive line because I think those are the two biggest questions. Saw quarterbacks throw to like GAs against air. We saw them work on zone read plays. With the running backs, we saw them throw to receivers in sort of like goal line situations. They did run a hurry up, 2-minute type situation as well. I'll give you a thought on the offensive line first. That is a massive concern. I mean, and here's the thing. I was thinking about this yesterday because, I'm telling you, man, I think defense is going to be good. They got tons of talent at receiver. They're not deep at running back, but they got, if Emery and Kane are both healthy, that's a really good 1-2 punch, provided they stay healthy. And you think, man, like they check a lot of boxes. They got a lot of talent. They got guys who can play in the pros. It sounds like LSU. But the questions at quarterback and offensive line are so massive. Those are the two things that could, make or break your season. Someone, I posted a TikTok video of the quarterback rotation, and it went Nussmeier, Daniels, Brennan, Howard. I'm gonna tell y'all, I know there's a lot of people pulling for Miles Brennan. He is certainly not in the lead or close to it. I'll put it to you that way. And it would take at this point, I think a pretty massive upset for him to win the job. Just judging by what I think they're trying to get their quarterbacks to do, it does not fit his skill set. I mean, they were doing a drill yesterday. It's the video I posted where they're rolling left and rolling right and throwing. The arm talent's undeniable, but Miles is not mobile. I mean, he's not like the other two. I mean, I don't think Nussmeier did anything that made you go, wow. The only thing among the quarterbacks that really pops is Daniel's speed. I know everyone's concerned about his accuracy. Fine, that's fair. I'm objectively telling you, like, he's an explosive runner. And that's the one thing that you look at all those quarterbacks and you go, oh, wow. Like, that's the one thing. And the offensive line, man, the first five were, you had Will Campbell at left tackle, Tremont Shorts at left guard, Garrett Dellinger was your first center yesterday, Miles Frazier, the transfer from FIU, was at right guard, and Bradford was at right tackle. So remember, you didn't have Bradford or Dellinger during the spring. So those guys are working in right now for the first time on field with this new staff and everything. New offense, but Dellinger on his third snap, he rolled it back to Jaden Daniels. I mean, it was, I'm telling y'all, man, that's concerning. Like, I think the defense is going to be really good. Again, they got really good receivers. They're not deep at running back, but I think the guys they have are talented. I am really worried about the line and the quarterbacks. So how much better can they get in a month? We'll see. All right, let's say some good mornings. I've been doing that. Get to you. Tim Gotro, I saw a live interview with Mark Ingram on NFL Network. Said Pete Carmichael is far more involved in game planning than people know. That's true. I mean, that's very true. And we've gone over that where Pete Carmichael was the primary play caller 3 times under Sean Payton. And all 3 times, I think the worst that they finished in total offense was 6th. I think they were maybe 2nd, 3rd, and 6th. So I don't worry about that. Larry Garner, Glenn Garner, Ronnie Duga, Trivia Carter, Wendell Norman. Mortimer say Catholic High for us. Catholic High. What do you mean? Cali High. So you spelled Catholic High. You didn't spell Cali High. Melanie Wilson, good morning, Matt. How are the linebackers looking? Yeah, Melanie, I thought the linebackers looked impressive. And I know that's a question mark that we've had because you're going to have some guys step up and produce, but I think you have dudes that are ready. That group looked good. And then Harold Perkins wearing the number 10 as a freshman. It's how 5-star's supposed to look. Again, I mean, they're doing dummy drills and, we're not seeing them, run around in game situations. But, I mean, everything you want in linebackers that they got. They got size, speed, physicality. It's there. We will get to see by the way, Thursday they're practicing in Tiger Stadium, and we get to watch the whole practice. So we'll probably get to see some scrimmage-like scenarios, and I'll be able to tell you, much better after Thursday. Leandra Lewis, morning Matt, kind of off topic. Did you hear Ryan Clark getting into it with Mad Dog on First Take yesterday? I did not. Matthew Garner, Aaron Hornsby, Edward O got the crabs. Good morning. Weston Weaver, morning Matt. Hearing a lot of talk about Harold Perkins. Does he work his way into the rotation day one? So, Weston, I'll put it to you this way. I think he'll be on the field. Maybe special teams early. Working your way into the rotation. How many linebackers are they going to play? That's kind of the big question, right, Weston? I mean, that's what we don't know yet about what Matt House wants to do. Like, look, the fact that Ojulari was working with the linebackers yesterday tells you they're probably going to have a lot of 3-4 looks where you may see Jaquelin Roy or Mekhi Wingo at the nose, right? And maybe like Mason Smith and Ali Gay at ends, and then you walk up B.J. Ojulari as an outside backer stand up. So how many backers will they have on the field? I think is a big question, but I could see after your first three, where if you're looking at Mike Jones, Greg Penn, Baskerville in whatever order, I could see him being fourth. I could see him leapfrogging Colby Fields, West Weeks, some of the other guys. So, yeah, I could see him being there. Jason Mobile, when is that getting back to reality? I'm starving. I think he's coming back later this week. Elite Goods, what's going on? Jesse Brown, Peep, subscribe if you have not already done so. Remember, smash the like. Yeah, thank you, Jesse. I appreciate that. Yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's free. It's just the red subscribe button, so our videos post whenever they come into your feed. And if you hit the bell, it'll notify you when we go live. Same on Facebook. We'd appreciate it if you would like the Matt Moscona page and set notifications so when we go live, you'll be notified. Brad David, did it ever bother you that Ed took your criticism so personal and refused to come on your show? Maybe this is just semantics, Brett. No, bother me, no. Because the reason is, look, Les never did radio, so I never had Les on the show either. My point is, I've been very fortunate to have a lot of success with or without cooperation from the LSU football coach. So to that end, no. Would I prefer to have a good relationship, like a working relationship with everyone I cover? Absolutely. But that's not on me, that's on him. So whatever. The thing, Brad, I'll tell you, the thing that bothered me more is people who said I hated Ed Orgeron. That's the thing that bothered me. I don't hate Ed Orgeron. Like I've told you, I don't even know Ed. I know him professionally. I don't know him personally to know him. I think his story is great. He's overcome a lot in his life. He got his dream job, which was amazing. I said that the day he was hired. How could you watch his introductory press conference when he was tearing up talking about his dad and not be moved by that, just as a human? I just didn't like the hire. He just wasn't a good coach, and he was, by the end, was a disaster. Anyway. And I get paid to give opinions, to give honest opinions. So I'm going to tell you honestly what I think. Not everybody's going to like it. That's okay. It's part of doing this job. Trivia Carter, Elite Goods, Matt Lusto, good morning. Jacob Hibbard, do you feel like Daniels is pulling away with the job? You sticking with your 8-4 prediction? So, Jacob, I do not believe Daniels is pulling away with the job. And based on what we saw yesterday, Garrett Nussmeier is the one right now. He's running with the ones right now. So I would tell you, if they played a game today, Nussmeier would start. I would be confident in saying that. Every drill, they'd at one point, Denbrock, they had the whole offense, and that they weren't going against defense. They were going against backup offensive players who just put on a red, red jersey to mock, to give a defensive look. But when they were running to that, Denbrock's like, give me the ones. Nussmeier was quarterback, and it was the offensive line I just told you. We said, give me the twos. It was Daniels at quarterback, and your second line was At left tackle, it was Marlon Martinez. I don't want to mess this up. It was Martinez. Emory Jones was left guard. Fitzgerald West was your center. And that's really concerning about Charles Turner now. If you got two guys that have never played center before, and one of them is a true freshman playing ahead of Charles Turner, who's entering year 4, that's a problem. Maybe something going on with Charles Turner. And then right guard was Cardell Thomas. Right tackle was I don't have my notes in front of me. Gosh dog it. Hang on, I want to tell y'all. Who was the second right tackle? Was it Xavier Hill? Jed Myers said Xavier Hill. Jed, do you remember my notes from yesterday? My notes are on my desk at work, and I genuinely don't remember who they had at right tackle. It might have been Xavier Hill. And I said Marlon Martinez. It was Doomerville. It was 74. My apologies. Doomerville was your left tackle. It was Doomerville, Emory Jones, Fitzgerald West, Cardell Thomas, and I guess maybe it was Xavier Hill, 71. I don't remember. Sorry, y'all. I don't remember who was the second right guard. If you heard my show yesterday or listened to my podcast or anything, it's in there, so you can let me know. Stephen Fry, Michael Cook, Kelly Presley. Good morning from Destin. All right. Aaron Hornsby, 26 days. Yeah, man. Charlie Gale, Chase Pellegrin, John Troxler, Scott Shirley. Hey, Dad, good morning from Seattle. So my parents are going on an Alaskan cruise. My dad and my mom and all my dad's siblings and spouses and everything are all going on an Alaskan cruise. So they flew up to Seattle, and they're cruising out of there. So I'm a little jealous, man. Hope you all have an awesome time. Pizzolato GL, good morning. Kirk Taylor, Stephen Farber, Rocky Jacques, good morning. Come on, man, that's not nice. I mean, at least not on Morning Scone. Come on, man. Chase Pellegrin, I know he's likely redshirting. What were your thoughts on Walker Howard for the little you got to see? Yeah, man. He's got a really good release, man. Good. I mean, like you said, I honestly wasn't locked into Walker, mostly just because he was running fourth with everything they did, and but he moves well. He's got a good arm. I mean, I think giving him a year is going to be a really, really good. Obviously, you give someone a year to get bigger, stronger, faster, let the game slow down a bit, get more comfortable. I think all that's going to benefit him. Matt Godwin, Charlie Cavell, Jeff McKithen, Luis Solomon, good morning. Sean Donnellan, good morning. Rashad Bolden, what's going on, man? Good morning. Bubba Tatum, morning, Sconers. Taking my big second grader to orientation after a donut date. I love it. And anyone know how to get kids to stop growing? Oh, man. I know, dude. Think about that. I saw a picture yesterday. So my niece goes to school where Erica teaches, and they had a picture of, like, on the school page on Facebook of a lot of the kids on the first day, and one of them was my niece. Well, Sophia. Y'all know Sophia. And she had, like, her hair down and straight, and I was like, oh, my God, she looks like, I mean, she's not kidding. You know, it's wild. And I see it with Drew every day, too. I mean, it's crazy. Let's see. Question: are they running any plays under center, or is everything from the gun? Everything we saw yesterday was under the gun, was shotgun. Yeah. Again, so Brian, please keep in mind, like, we weren't watching team periods. We weren't watching, offense against defense in game situations. But everything we saw them do was all shotgun, and it was like zone read stuff, right? Like, you had an offset back where they did either hand or fake the handoff quarterback. They were practicing plays out of a shotgun in zone read formations where clap was the cadence, snap, you had the action with the running back, either to hand or to keep, and if they kept, the quarterback would tuck it and run around the end. So you better believe that running the quarterback is going to be part of this offense. Gary Atchison, good morning. Thanks for the show. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate you watching, man. Darren Reeves, good morning. Bob Poole, the LSU over-under is nudged up to 7. Listening to your observation, it sounds high. Bob, but here's the thing, Bob. Like, every team has questions. Every team has question marks. I think LSU has a lot of talent in a lot of places. I just told you, I think their defense, I am more confident about the defense after putting eyes on them. And we know the skill guys are there. I am just really concerned about quarterback offensive line. It may be that, look, Will Campbell's a stud. Tremont Shorts and Miles Frazier have played a lot of football and been really good. Garrett Dellinger and Anthony Bradford played a lot last year and are ready to take that next step. It may work out that way. It may work out that way, and those dudes and those 5 come together and gel and are awesome. It may work that way. Or maybe they just got a bunch of guys playing positions they've never played before, and it's going to be rough. Will Stahl, if Winston goes down at any point early on, assuming he's still available, do we make a push to acquire Jimmy G? I don't think so, man. Okay, let me rephrase. You're saying if Jameis goes down. In that instance, then yes, then you need quarterback. But I think that's why you signed Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton's been a starter in this league for a long time, and I would trust Andy Dalton in a short-term interim basis. Besides, I think Garoppolo will, as soon as the Niners cut Garoppolo, he will have a market, no doubt. It's just that no one's going to trade for him. No one's going to give up an asset to get Jimmy G when it's known the Niners want to get rid of him. So just wait for them to cut him and then go sign him. And don't give up whatever asset you might need to. You know what I mean? So I don't think Jimmy G to New Orleans is even a remote possibility. To Judge Homer again? Jesus, he's so good. Oh, my God. I'm not going to lie to y'all. The Yankees started at like 9:30 local last night. I was not about to sit there. Judge is at 46. Oh, my God. He's ahead of McGuire's pace from 98 right now. He's tied with Bonds, who is at 46 and 01 through 110 games. Wow. It's incredible. Brett Garafola, good morning. Deborah Coward, Lance Reynolds. It was Cam Wire, Lance. Thank you so much. Thank you. It was Cam Wire. Thank you. Come on, brain. Thank you. Yes, Cam Wire was the second right tackle. That's who it was. I don't know why that just completely eluded me, but thank you, Lance. Paul Dykes, good morning. Let's see, Scott Shirley, you may be overreacting to what appears to have been a day for testing out a bunch of players in different spots, especially the guys they didn't get to see in the spring. Here's the problem with that, Scott. And, like, I'm with you. The problem with that is, assuming you're correct, the fact that you have zero certainty on the offensive line, except for the fact that Will Campbell is your starting left tackle, and that's a true freshman, that's concerning, right? That's the problem. Like, if you were going in with 3 spots solidified, and like Charles Turner was taking reps at center and Will Campbell was taking reps at first team left tackle, you go, okay, look, you got a bunch of veteran guys around who have played a bunch and are solidified in those spots, can help bring them along, see if those guys can win those jobs. It's different when all 5 are up for grabs. That's what it feels like right now. Like nothing is solidified. Tony Cortello, from the reports so far, seems O-line is the biggest concern. Tony, it's just got to be. Like, if you would go out there and watch it, you would think the exact same thing. It's very unsettling. And knowing how important it is to the running game, to protecting your quarterback, all that stuff. Chase, do you think offensive line issues are contributing to Nuss and Daniels possibly starting? It's a good question, Chase. I don't think so, because I think, I mean, Mike Denbrock spoke yesterday with the media, which I love that as well, by the way, that we get to talk to, coordinators. But, I mean, he said in so many ways they want a quarterback that can run. I mean, that's going to be a part of this offense. So those two guys are more mobile than Brennan. I mean, like, if you want that dynamic in your offense, well, then it's one of those two guys. So I'll be interested to see, especially after Thursday, when they kind of get into some scrimmage scenarios, if you start to see some shuffling at quarterback. But, I mean, it's undeniable. We got to see every drill they ran, individual, the team, whatever. Like, when they called for the ones, Nussmeier was the first quarterback yesterday. Daniels was 2, Brennan was 3, Howard was 4. Greg T. I want to thank the person that sold 256 million game coin this weekend, dropping the price, allowing me to add $1 million more to my wallet at a discounted price, early retirement. Greg T. I'm very, 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 very excited about how close. I mean, like, I know we're not gonna release a date because we're not gonna release a date because if for whatever reason something were to happen to put that off by even 24 hours, you don't want to miss your date, right? If you self-impose a launch date. But man, like, we're supposed to have a board meeting here at 9:30. So, I'm sorry, 9, so in an hour. So hopefully we'll get an update on it. But, I mean, the developers are, like, this close to here. We are finished on our end, punch list done, turning it over to you. You can probably tell I'm very, 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 very excited. Very excited. Dave Endur, can anyone attend practice at Tiger Stadium? Media. It's not open to the public, Dave. You got to be credentialed. Lomaine, Matt, will the scrimmage tell you more about everything as far as small hints at QB1? I hope we get to see team drills, which we didn't get to see yesterday. Like, we got to see the full offense line up and run against, a scout team that wasn't tackling or anything, basically just standing in positions. But I would like to see, them run some team drills. Trivia, what's up with Jameis? Injured his foot yesterday. Seems like he maybe rolled his ankle, but seems like all's okay, which is good to see. Brad David, did you see the Derek Jeter documentary? Brad, I did not. I was waiting for it to air in its entirety so that I could just binge watch it, which I'll probably do this weekend. Don, clue out, 504, Mike Scarborough said when Denbrock said, give me the ones, he said Jaden ran with the ones. Mike Denbrock is wrong. I'm sorry, Mike Scarborough is wrong. I was there with Mike as well. When Denbrock said, give me the ones, it was Garrett Nussmeier. Like, I have video of it. So now they rotated quarterbacks. So when that first line was out there, as they rotated reps, you probably would have seen Daniels take a rep and then, Brennan take a rep, whatever. But when they said, give me the ones, and the first group went out there, it was 100 bajillion% Garrett Nussmeier. Urban Sombrero, good morning. Hope you'll have a great day. Thanks. Let's see. Is Bravion Rogers decommit from Texas A&M or Texas A&M? Good news for LSU. Y'all know I'm not the recruiting guy. I don't know. Make sure. Yes. Let's say yes. It's good news for LSU because he's not going to A&M. How about that? As always, shout out to Brock, y'all, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, all the subspecialties if you need an orthopedist. Go to Brock. Had a buddy who lives in New Orleans message me. An athlete had a hand injury, looking for second opinion, asking if anyone at Brock could look him out, send him to the hand specialist at Brock. So whatever subspecialty you need, Brock can help you out. brortho.com, of course. Hudco Roofing, hudcoroofing.com. Hudco link is pinned in the comments, by the way. Would love it if you would give us the opportunity to give you a free, no obligation roofing inspection. Sometimes you look, like I'm saying, we'll ride around the neighborhood like on the golf cart at night. And it's so weird because like so much of what I see now is just roofs. Like I don't look at the front of homes anymore. I start by looking up, which is where my eyes are trained to go. And I see how many roofs just are in bad shape. Sometimes you can just look at your roof and you can tell, okay, who's got a new roof? What does my roof look like? Oh, okay, I might have damage up there. Worth giving us a call. Hudco Roofing, hudcoroofing.com. Pete Fenner, good morning. Chris Nelson, good morning. Maybe I missed it. Any update on Jameis's ankle injury? Just Schefter tweeted last night that a source within the Saints told him it's nothing to worry about. So I would not play him this weekend if there's any lingering doubt whatsoever, and that's probably going to cause some people to freak out. But I genuinely don't care if Jameis Winston plays in any preseason games. I know he can play. I know he can play football. I know he can lead this team. We've seen it in the regular season. I just need him to be healthy. Jesse Post, Jeremy Nuslok, good morning. Elite Goods, let's go. San Francisco Giants. Interesting. Giants fan, huh? Jacob Hibbard, how weird will it be having the Big Ten on CBS with that great intro music? Yeah, did y'all see that? So, Big Ten's new deal. Of course, you know, ESPN ABC bought the 2:30 slot for the SEC. So the SEC is leaving CBS. So CBS bought the 2:30 slot for the Big Ten. And the Big Ten will not be on ESPN when that contract begins. So all those, 11 a.m. Indiana against Michigan State, Purdue against Iowa, 11 a.m. kickoffs won't be on ESPN anymore following College Game Day. Probably a really good opportunity for the ACC and for the Big 12. Where are any more? Randy Dabdoob, great show today. Thank you. Jeremy Wayne Free, good morning. Tyler McClendon, do you think we see Brennan transfer out? I don't know, Tyler. Listen, he entered the portal, once already. And, it may be a situation where if the second week of camp rolls around and if they name a starter and, Brennan kind of sees the writing on the wall, he may look for a place to go play. I don't know. I can't tell you that I know anything definitively. I can't tell you that I know he would do that or whatever. He did just get engaged. That alone may be enough to keep him here if he doesn't win the job. But I don't know. I don't know. I haven't talked to him or any family of his to know what he might be thinking at this point. What I can tell you is he is certainly not the front runner right now. No, Jeremy. Oh, I'm sorry. So no, my niece is not in pre-K4. She's in 6th grade. Tyler Brooks, good morning, bro. Starting to slightly worry. Winston is made of glass like myself. 7 surgeries by age 30 for me. Oh, wow. Just kidding. He'll be fine. Everyone was freaking out up in West Monroe yesterday. Yeah, listen, it's a physical game. When you have that much coverage and exposure, even the tiniest little things become a bigger deal. I would be way more concerned if it was the Monday of game week and you told me he rolled his ankle. I'd be concerned. With 5 weeks until the opener, I'm not concerned. Daniel Sinetz, good morning. Brady Beacom, good morning, Matt. Have a good day. Go Tigers. Thank you, Brady. Appreciate that, man. Hope you have a great day also. All right, any more? Greg Lehman, ask Matt, what coals do you have in the fire for new show sponsors coming this football season? What do you mean? New shows or new sponsors? We're kind of sold. In AFR sold out. Whiskey and Wine is at Don Juan. Scone and Tea is sold to Oliver Twist. Well, I'll tell you, Greg, we will, yes, I believe there is one. Yeah, so how far? So candidly, on AFR, all of my live read sponsors, so Aesthetic Medicine, Pluckers, Relief Windows, GMFS, Shoots Electric, like those ones that you hear. I know Darren James. I know I'm leaving people off. Clegg's that I start. I mean, I could name them all, but DraftKings, South Point Volkswagen. See, now I started naming them. I feel like I got to name them all. River City's 1 Hour Air, Hudco Roofing. They all do. They all sign annual contracts, so it's not a 1 month, 3 month, and that's kind of just the. I tell you the benefit of the success that we've had over the years. The show has done really well to where. Actually, I don't know if y'all care about this at all, but I'll tell y'all I don't mind. Like, I'm very transparent. So, oh wait, hang on, Drew's backpack's beeping. If you care, I'll finish that thought when I come back. So, Greg, just, okay. Hey, Tommy Poole, good morning. So whenever, so you got to go back to like 2010 when we launched AFR. And you have to keep in mind, the station was 104 the X, and we were only on 104.5. We weren't even on 9 yet. So we're on a low power FM with no ratings, no nothing. So it was very cheap to buy advertising. And then AFR started doing well. We started building. And you blink, and in about 2 or 3 years, like I had ratings. The show had gotten very popular. And because the ads were so cheap, we were basically underpriced, and I had so many. I had like 20 live reads. I mean, it was insane. It was just like, it was so much. So we say, look, why don't we try this? Like, let's cap the number of live reads that I'll do in a show, put a premium on it, and people have to sign an annual. So no more like, hey, I have an event coming up. Can I buy a 2-week schedule, or can I just do a month, or can I just do football season? Like, no. Like, the property had become too valuable. So like, you had to sign an annual and you had to pay a premium. And everybody bought. And so it has been very rare that we have turnover, because there's essentially a waiting list. So if anybody ever rotates off, we have someone ready to buy that and rotate on. So it is very rare that I have turnover, but you asked about new sponsors. There is one that's supposed to start in September, and I'll tell you more about them then, just to make sure. You and Terrio should do a post-game show after every Friday game during baseball season. You know what we've actually talked about, Boo Daddy, 1092, is not Friday night, but actually doing like a Sunday weekend recap. And I might be down for that. It may not be every Sunday. I don't know that I want to commit to that. But for big baseball weekends, I could commit to a Sunday series recap show. Matthew Stansberry, morning, Matt. Did you get to see any of the linebackers at practice? Any idea who's leading that group? I did watch the defense. And when we saw the defense, they were split by position. So it was like linebackers, defensive line, safeties, corners. And they were running in just rotations at different stations. Ojulari was with the linebackers, and I thought that position group looked really good, man. Mike Jones changed his jersey. I think Mike Jones is wearing 6 now. A couple of guys changed their number. Mike Jones is wearing 6. He was at 19 before, so Mike Jones is in 6. Ojulari's obviously in 18 now. Desmond Little is wearing 8, who, by the way, Desmond Little is 6'5", 230. He is, you're like, why is there a power forward playing linebacker? He's so impressive looking. But Baskerville was out there, which was good to see. And Greg Penn, obviously. So, I mean, I think your leaders are Jones, Penn, Baskerville are your top 3. And then I think there's a real opportunity for 10, for Harold Perkins to jump in there as 4th in that rotation. I think there's a real opportunity for him to do that. All right, y'all, I think we're just about done. Oh, look, we got Josh in the show jumping on Facebook. You should consider updating your profile pic. Okay. Look at that. We did take new headshots. You're far more handsome now. You've aged like George Clooney or Elizabeth Hurley. Is Elizabeth Hurley good looking? I haven't seen Elizabeth Hurley in a long time. But I did love her in Austin Powers. Philip Streva, good morning. Josh Gunby, front runner for Sexiest Man Alive this year, I've heard. Oh, God. Let's see. Josh in the show said that's a bold move, and it worked. Fortune favors bold. What do you mean, shaving my head and growing the beard? I didn't have much to lose, Josh. Brian Penn, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, I think we're just about done. Jordan had to add the Moffett Burrow short. Yeah, let me, by the way, y'all do me a solid. So look, all the rage right now in social media is short form vertical video. I'm about to wrap up here. It's 8:22, but I got Drew till 10 this morning, so I got some time. But the big push is short form vertical video because of TikTok. TikTok has obviously forced everybody to adapt, which is why Instagram is pushing Reels and giving organic reach on Reels. It's why YouTube has introduced YouTube Shorts. So my one concern, I am posting YouTube Shorts on the After Further Review, LSU, and Saints pages. My one concern with Shorts is that it's going to negatively impact the algorithm, because if people are just seeking short form video, then you may have zombie followers that aren't interested in the long form video, and so it may hurt our reach. I may be overthinking it, but I think knowing your metrics matters tremendously when you're growing things like that. So let me know if okay. Jordan said he watched the whole interview twice. I mean, the objective with the short is to try to get people, en masse to follow your channel. But the question is, okay, if people watching shorts follow your channel, are people who are seeking, 60-second videos or less going to sit there and watch a 10-minute video? And if not, then does that hurt you in the algorithm? So that's the problem. Tommy Poole, how sudden is Harold Perkins? I think Brian Kelly said he's very sudden. I didn't get to see much of his suddenness. We just saw them hitting dummies and thudding. So, Michael B said, Matt, why don't we have any option to give you a super chat on your personal channel? I've been asked that a bunch, Michael. My whole thing is I don't want y'all to pay me anything. I don't want my audience ever to pay me anything. If I don't want to monetize my audience. I don't like paywalls. I just want to give y'all content for free, and The trade-off is if you need something that one of my sponsors does, give my sponsors a call. That's how we can make it work. Spurge, good morning. Billy Mathern, Roquan Smith is asking out of Chicago. Too bad he doesn't play outside linebacker. I don't know, man. Saints basically have 2 inside backers. They basically just use a 2 linebacker system. I'd stand him up next to DeMario in a heartbeat. Some of y'all were asking if a trade for Kareem Hunt. Heck no, I'm not paying 2 running backs, but I'd pay 2 linebackers. Elizabeth Hurley's a sexy woman. Greg Lehman, how is engagement with younger audiences 18 to 25? Greg, you wanted to jump into my my YouTube studio. I could tell you all that. It's on my phone, though. I just... YouTube is rolling on the phone right now, so... text me on my text line, I'll tell you. All right, Keith H., good morning. I think we're just about done. Any more on Facebook? Rosemary, good morning. Old Rosie Kammerer, got it right. Mike Jones's new number is 281-330-8004. Got it. Ryan Amanda Gidry. All right, y'all, I think we're just about done. Y'all have an awesome day. Thanks so much for watching. LSU Daily is already live. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the podcast, however you get your podcast. LSU Daily. AFR coming up at 3, and we'll see you then. Peace.